Good evening, everyone. Looks like we're going to not follow South Texas time and start right on time. Hopefully we'll have some more folks come in. On behalf of the Weslaco Chamber, we would like to thank you for being here. Our purpose for hosting this Candidates Forum, which has become a tradition, whatever races that we have before us, and of course it's it's city and a constitutional amendment this November. Early voting starts the 19th, and it'll be here in this room, so you're familiar. You'll know how to get back here. So we thank you for being here, and we really appreciate the candidates consenting to do this. It's our way of having the community and the business community get to know you and vice versa. Our candidates tonight will have a 2-minute opening statement and a 2-minute closing. They'll be given a minute to answer questions. There's been a variety of questions developed, and a special thank you to the Mid-Valley Town Crier. They have become a part of this tradition in helping us moderate this event. So we really appreciate their help. Tonight we will have Michael, who is the editor of the Mid-Valley Town Crier, who's going to be conducting the forum and asking the questions. So Michael, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Martha, and good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
First things first, you should probably get a camera and take a picture of the candidates right now because you're never going to see them this well dressed as they are right now. They look great. Also, I'm a little bit nervous, but not because I'm speaking to you, I've actually done this before, but because of what I'm about to do. I hope you don't mind me taking the time to wish my boss a happy birthday. He may not be my boss tomorrow, though, because he may not like this. John Grider, General Manager of the Mid-Valley Town Crier, happy birthday. Getting down to brass tacks, though, unfortunately, Oscar Rios, a candidate for District 1, cannot be here. He's not feeling well, but we wish him well in his recovery. Right now, we're going to be moving on, and like Martha said, each candidate will have 2 minutes to introduce themselves and 2 minutes for a closing statement. We decided earlier today to allow the candidates to speak according to the order of their seating. Moving from left to right, each candidate will have an opportunity to be the first to answer a question as we move down the line. And also, as she said, they'll have 1 minute to answer each question. We're going to do our best to address all of them, but judging by time constraints, we may not be able to. But like I said, we'll do our best. We're going to go ahead and begin with the candidate for District 5, Letty Lopez. Please make your introduction.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Letty Lopez. I'm a lifelong resident of Weslaco, and I am here running for City Commission once again. I am a family, I come from a family of 5, the youngest of 5. I was brought up to always try to serve the community and help the neighbor as much as we could, and that is the reason I'm here running. Now, as I said before, I've been here before at this forum running for City Commission, and this is a special election, and this special election is due to voter fraud, and I ask you all to please be vigilant of your loved ones, of your elderly, with the mail-in ballots. Let's not take something that so many have lost their lives for in defending, to be taken like that once again. Muchas gracias a todos por estar aquí esta noche. Quiero primeramente decir que yo soy Leticia López, soy la hija de Ezequiel y María de Jesús López, soy la menor de 5 en la familia. Yo fui criada en calar de ayudar a toda la comunidad, los vecinos, y este es otro etapa en mi vida que quiero yo servir a la comunidad en lo mejor que yo pueda. Y yo pienso de como comisionada para el distrito número 5, eso va a ser el next step, el próximo etapa de que puedo servir no nomás los miembros del distrito número 5, pero todos los ciudadanos igualmente de los de la ciudad de Weslaco. Muchas gracias.
Gracias. Buenas tardes. My name is Lupe Rivera, Commissioner for District 5. I have been your Commissioner for 7.5 years. I was born and raised here in Weslaco. I've been married for 46 years, raised 6 children. They all been gone to school here in Weslaco, and they all have gotten their education here in Weslaco. Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Lupe Rivera, soy su comisionado del distrito número 5. Yo no quiero ser comisionado, yo soy su comisionado. Y todos saben que he estado con ustedes cuando me necesitan y siempre que me han necesitado. Aquí a nadie se le ha quitado ningún voto. Todos han votado a su propia voluntad. De que piensen y de que acusen de que se ha hecho semejante cosa, ¿verdad? Son mentiras. Yo, como su comisionado, les he podido comprobar, ¿verdad?, el tipo de persona que soy y que he sido. Todos los que conocen mi familia, la familia Rivera, la familia Vallejo, de aquí de esa ciudad. Y he servido por 45 años, desde 1970, he servido mi comunidad en la Little League, la PTA, he servido, fui el primero que empecé, el primer Boys Club, which later became the Boys and Girls Club. So he servido 45 años, ¿ok? 5 años o menos de la edad que tiene mi contrincante. So, les pido su voto y les voy a pedir un favor, no dejen camino por vedera. Saben lo que yo he hecho y voy a seguir haciendo por los siguientes 10 años si ustedes me quieren aquí. Muchísimas gracias.
Good evening. Hello to everybody. My name is Jerry Tafoya. I am currently your city commissioner for District 4. I'm very humbled and yet proud to be a commissioner for that district. I'm also a lifelong, I was born and raised here in Weslaco, a lifelong citizen of Weslaco. I was also a graduate from 1994 here from Weslaco High. Go Panthers. I also wanted to thank the citizens for taking the time out to hear our debate, and also to thank the chamber as well as the town crier for helping us host this event. Again, I love Weslaco. 6 years ago, citizens approached me and said that they wanted me to represent them in District 4. With doing that, we had to do a lot of fixing their finances and everything. When I came in to become a commissioner, we were in the red, $35,000, and we were in the B rating as well. It was a very an unpopular choice that we had to make, and it was a drastic choice, yet we are now an A+ rating on our bond rating. And we have $8.5 million in our bank right now. Also, we have 10-year plan to lower taxes, and therefore being the lowest taxes here in the Mid-Valley. Again, my first term, we were able to get Westgate done. Second term, we were able to get Sugarcane done. And this third term, I want to get a police and fire substation along Westgate, and also a park with walking trails over to the northwest side. Thank you, and I appreciate everybody who's here tonight.
Hello, good evening. My name is Rafael Caballero. I was born and raised in Harlingen, Texas. My mother is Enriqueta Caballero. She worked 20 years at Tyson Chicken. My father is Rafael Caballero. He worked at the Santa Rosa Sugar Mill for 30 years. I did graduate Harlingen High School in 1994. Upon graduation, I enlisted in the U.S. military. I served in Kosovo, Montenegro, and did 2 tours in Iraq. Upon leaving active duty service, I came home, attended the University of Texas in Bronzeville's Police Academy, and was then employed by the city of Weslaco. I moved here 15 years ago and have resided in Weslaco, Texas for the last 15 years of my life. First, I lived in the Keystone Apartments, and then I bought property here on Dover Street, where I have lived for the last 9.5 years. I've considered Weslaco my hometown for the last 15 years of my life. The reason I am running is because I consider this my home. And just like everybody else here, we want the best for our home. I've been approached by neighbors, friends, and other people of the community feeling that in the last 6 to 7 years, the city has not been going in the direction that we would like it to go. Therefore, I threw my hat in the ring and decided to represent the people of District 4 and the people of the city of Weslaco. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you all for coming in tonight. My name is Leo Munoz, and I'm a resident of Weslaco for 13 years. I'm not originally from here. I've been all over the place. I used to go to school in Mexico when I was growing up. I was a migrant worker. I worked in the summer fields up north in Nebraska, North Dakota, Minnesota throughout my entire life up till I was in high school. I graduated from La Jolla High School. And in 1997, I went to college in the University of Texas at Austin, so I'm a UT Longhorn. After that, I married my lovely wife, Erica, which happens to be here in the stage. And we decided to make Weslaco our home. And for the past 13 years, we've been living here in Weslaco, and we care a lot about it. In 2007, I opened up my own business. I'm a business owner. I have 3 businesses. One of them does engineering. One of them does construction for fire sprinkler systems, and the third one does development of real estate. I have all my businesses are here in Weslaco. I'm highly vested in Weslaco. This is where I want to. This is where I want to stay. This is where I want to grow. I attribute all my success to everybody in Weslaco who has given me the opportunity to grow. It is here that people have given me the recommendation on who to talk to, where to go, who to approach, and where to get more business. So I'm grateful for all that stuff, and I want to give back to my community. I care so much about it that I feel indebted, and it is that reason that I'm here. I also think that I have the professionalism and the knowledge to do what it takes to be a good commissioner here in Weslaco. Thank you all, and have a good evening.
Thank you. Okay, I got a mic. Good evening to everybody. First of all, I want to thank Martha Noel and the Chamber for putting this event together. It's a wonderful opportunity. I want to thank everybody who's here today, who has come here to meet the candidates. I think it's important that you get to know them. Everybody who's watching at home, thank you for watching. You don't want to believe everything you see in social media, so it's good to see everybody here in this room coming out. I want to thank KWES, Julian and his crew for being here and putting this event together as well. More importantly, I want to thank the candidates that are sitting up here with me today for showing the courage to decide to run for public office. It takes a lot of courage to do what everybody in this room or everybody in this panel is doing. So if everybody would take a round of applause for them. I'm a resident of Weslaco. I've lived here 46 years. I've lived in the area that is District 1 for the last 36 years of my life. I live 5 blocks away from my mom, so you could call me a mama's boy if you want, but I love my mother to death, and I want to thank her for being here, as well as my wife and my in-laws. When I ran in 2012, I ran with the intention of working together with the City Council and the Mayor to improve the streets and the infrastructure in the City of Weslaco, to have a fiscally responsible budget, and to increase the economic development here in this community. And I'm proud to say that in the last 3 years, together with the Mayor and the City Commission, we have been able to do that. Just this year alone, we have increased, just this year alone, we've paved 16 roads, and we've got 19 budgeted for the next fiscal year. We've increased our fund balance from $1.7 million in 2012 to $8.5 million in 2015, and the unemployment rate has dropped in the City of Weslaco from 11.2% to 6%, and we've had the sales tax increase by over $500,000, and we've had businesses like Khan's Grill, Chipotle, Applebee's, and Chick-fil-A come into town, and that's something that I'm very proud of, and I've worked very hard with the City Commission and the Mayor to do that.
Okay,
Is
thank
that
you.
time?
Yes.
Because I can go on. I'm
No,
kidding.
you're
I'm
good,
kidding, I'm
Commissioner.
kidding.
We're going to go ahead and continue, but before I begin, I want to recognize the officials that are in the audience right now. Mayor Pro Tem Olga Noriega, please stand, as well as I believe Commissioner Kerr's hiding in the back. Say hi. There you go.
I'd also like to recognize Mr. Mo Lopez from the school board as well.
There you are, Mr. Lopez. So we're going to begin with District 5. Candidates, please take into consideration that if your answers are unclear, I may ask you to clarify. And we'll begin with Ms. Lopez. Citizens have expressed concern about park cleanliness, lighting, security, need for a dog park, and other issues. How will you address this concern?
Well, I believe that once elected, we need to give the current staff the support and the resources so that all the parks can be maintained adequately to the needs of the citizens of Weslaco. A dog park and a bike trail has always been something that we've always wanted for the citizens of Weslaco, and I will work closely with the other city commissioners and the mayor and other entities as far as looking for funding so that we can bring all these dreams that we have for the future of Weslaco and the children of Weslaco. That would bring in more visitors and bring up the business as far as in the restaurants and things of that nature as far as our tax revenue. Thank you.
Commissioner Rivera? Same question.
We have worked very hard since I got elected for the past 7.5 years in trying to keep our parks as clean as possible. Parks have been improved, and they're in a lot better shape than what they were 7 years ago when I was elected. It started with the walking trail, the lighting, okay? Now we're building a new Boys and Girls Club that's coming to our parks. We have a total, if I'm not mistaken, a total of 6 parks, 2 downtown in the old section of Weslaco, which happens to be the Cavazos Park. We have La Placita, we have Mayor Paulo Peña City Park, we have Harlem Block Parks, okay, we have Rodriguez Park, okay. So we've been working very, very well in keeping our parks, and I'm very proud of what we have done with our parks.
Thank you, Commissioner. Moving on. Going to District 4 now. Commissioner Tafoya. Cities like McAllen have seen success in their partnerships with school districts. Why do you feel this hasn't happened in Weslaco?
Well, this is currently happening here in Weslaco, and we try to partnership as much as we can with the school district. They've been very receptive, especially when trying to build one project that we just finished actually constructing. That park right there was Sugarcane. It was a collaborative effort, and we had the county, Precinct 1, District 4, and also within the city, and also the school district, that everybody helped out in that project. I think moving forward, I think we'll be having some more of these projects where we'll have interlocal, tri-local entities trying to make and beautify Weslaco in a better way than what we've done in the past. And I believe we're moving towards what McAllen is also doing. Thank you.
Moving on to Mr. Caballero.
I agree. Partnerships, interlocal agreements and partnerships between the school district and the city are very important. In the last 7 years, evidently the agreement to work on the road is the only thing my opponent can file. But I know in the last 7 months, under the new city commission leadership, David Suarez and David Fuentes were able to agree to hire 6 more police officers for the city. Those 6 police officers are hired to work at the school district, since the school district lost their grant to have a school police department. This will help benefit the school district, and it shows interdepartmental agreement. And this protects the greatest asset that the city of Weslaco has, our children. Thank you.
Okay, going to District 1 now, and Mr. Munoz.
Yes, sir.
What are your ideas on fostering partnerships between the city and higher education institutions such as UTRGV, STC, and Texas A&M Kingsville?
Thank you all for that question. I think I'm the best candidate here to answer that. You know, I'm totally surprised that nothing has been done between the city and the school district to foster a partnership that can better the community here. That was one of the things I asked all the commissioners, why aren't we working together with everybody else around us? And I think the reason that's happening is because there's no chemistry within the commission now in the city. People have their own issues, people have their own agendas, and they don't go out there seeking what's best for the community. What we can do together, we can do a bunch of stuff together. The biggest thing we could do is a public library. Our current public library is not up to par at all. It's not up to par. And what we can do, we can bring UTV, RGV over here, we can bring SDC, we can bring the county, we can bring to build a better, bigger library to the city of Weslaco and set the future for our kids. Thank you all very much.
I got a mic, thank you.
Commissioner Fox?
I'm not going to be argumentative, but the city of Weslaco is currently working not only with the school district here, but also with STC and UTRGV. There are several projects that are being done in this community. One is the transportation project, which we recently approved funding for yesterday, which allows students to be transported from Weslaco to McAllen to the different campuses. So I think it's very important that people understand that the collaborative efforts are there. With the school district itself, we've been working with them for the last years, not only with the Boys and Girls Club, but also with the, thank you for the time, with the police and fire. That decision was made not solely by those two individuals who were named, but by the city commission as a whole body and then the school board as a whole body. They made that decision, not these two individuals. So I just want to clarify that for the general public.
Thank you. Commissioner Fox alluded to something that actually I should encourage the candidates to do. Go ahead and be argumentative, but do not address each other, address the crowd. And of course, everyone's being very respectful and attentive and appreciate it. But at the same time, obviously, do your best to not be combative either. But in the spirit of this, I'm sure people would like to hear a healthy debate. Moving on, District 5, we're going to go back to Commissioner Rivera. Commissioner, how will you or do you communicate with and keep yourself accessible to your constituents?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure, I'm sorry. How will you or do you communicate with and keep yourself accessible to your constituents?
Well, to be in touch with the constituents is very important. Para estar nosotros en comunicación con los habitantes, con la gente del distrito, nosotros, de cada uno de nuestros distritos, es muy importante que estemos en comunicación con ellos, que les informen de las decisiones que se está haciendo en Weslaco y que sean parte también de la comunicación, ¿okay? Y las decisiones que se hacen en la ciudad. Por eso es muy importante que nosotros nos comuniquemos con nuestra gente, la gente que a nosotros servimos y deberíamos de servir y estamos sirviendo.
Ms. Lopez?
The way I plan to communicate with the constituents of District 5, not only District 5, but all citizens of Weslaco equally, is via my mobile, email, telephone call, or in person. I really believe a lot in the meetings that the mayor currently has, that he makes himself accessible to all the citizens of Weslaco weekly here at the City Hall. And I would like to, once elected, make myself available that same way. I currently also have been block walking, and of course, block walking we only do when we're campaigning. But as I've been block walking, I've been giving them my mobile number so that they can reach me at, regarding any concern that they may have. Yo pienso comunicarme con las personas personalmente por teléfono, por email, por Facebook, o nomás teniendo juntas aquí aquí en el City Hall. Cada semana el mayor ahorita tiene aquí un horario cada martes y es lo que quiero yo hacer si soy elegida. Muchas gracias.
Thank you. Let's go on to District 5. Mr. Caballero, this is for you. What is it that Weslaco lacks in terms of amenities in order to attract business, residents, and tourists?
As far as amenities to increase business industry and tourism, I believe would be the airport. The airport runway, there's currently being expanded, but it still needs to be expanded further also with a passenger terminal in order to get heavy freight for industry and more tourism to have passengers. It would be nice if one day people could fly from Weslaco to Vegas, New York, Houston directly. This would help put Weslaco on a national map. I would like that the City Commission team up with the airport and help fund these projects. Thank you.
Commissioner Tafoya?
The amenities that Wesco lacks in order to attract businesses, residents, and tourists. Well, we already have, the EDC as well as the chamber working. Actually, the chamber is working to attract tourists into, as far as business is concerned. We also have EDC attracting new retail stores, manufacturing companies, and also schools to come into Wesco. These are certain things that we're already doing to collaborate and to actually attract all this business. And once we have all this in place, then I believe that that's when we start working with the development of Weslaco, and that would attract more residents here into Wesco. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Going to District 1 now, we're going to give Commissioner Fox an opportunity to answer this. Commissioner Fox, what is your vision of Weslaco 10 years from now? What, in your mind, do you think the city will look like?
10 years from now. Let me address 4 years from now when Weslaco will be 100 years old. That is a major milestone that we're about to reach. When Weslaco first started out, we were smaller than Mercedes and we were smaller than Donna. And now we are far above and beyond them. And I think we'll continue to progress. I see Weslaco in 10 years, a place where you can go across town and get anything that you need. There are some stores that are in McAllen that we want to go to Target, we want to go to Kohl's. So we'll go to Harlingen or to McAllen. In 10 years from now, you're not going to have to leave this city to go to the stores you want to go to. You'll have them available to you, not necessarily in your own backyard, but certainly in your hometown.
Thank you. And Mr. Munoz, please.
Yes, I envision Weslaco being cleaner. You know, I've been walking the streets, and it's completely a disaster out there. You know, the streets are not mowed. I'm sorry, not swept. The grass is not mowed. Everything seems to be dirty and lacking maintenance. So one thing I would do is certainly ramp up the cleanliness of Weslaco, make it comfortable when people come over here and visit us, and make it attractive so that they can want and live here. So, you know, I would also want it to have jogging trails, biking trails, and, you know, definitely make it safer. You know, it's one philosophy of mine that I always want to leave something better than it was when I first touched it. So I want to make sure that in 10 years, Weslaco is a lot better off than what it is right now.
Okay, thank you. Let's go back to District 5 and give Ms. Lopez an opportunity to answer this. Ms. Lopez, how would you prioritize needed infrastructure improvements in Weslaco? What is it that takes precedent?
I believe what takes precedence is, of course, our water lines. We have several lines that are maybe 30, 40 years, maybe even possibly 50 years old. Repairing those, and after that, then working on the street improvements. There are so many streets throughout the city of Weslaco, not just a certain area, that are just full of potholes. There's one area that it's a high traffic area, and it floods. I mean, it's unsafe for the citizens of Weslaco, and I believe that it needs to be addressed. It's been long overdue, and it needs to take precedence. The next thing that I would like to see is also within the 10 years is maybe a loop, an outer city loop, that will be able to give the citizens of Weslaco an easier way, a faster way to be able to get from point A to point B without having to go through all the traffic lines. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Rivera?
The infrastructure of the city of Weslaco is doing great, even though we do have problems. And we're doing the best we can with what we have. And you all have seen our city at work. And I want to thank the commission that we have right now because of the effort that they're doing in trying to fix our streets, our infrastructures. Yes, we do have problems in our streets, pero no solamente nosotros tenemos problemas aquí en la ciudad, todo el valle, ¿ok? Todo el valle está teniendo problemas con las lluvias que hemos tenido recientemente. No los pueden culpar, ¿verdad?, por los problemas que tenemos en nuestras calles. De que las existen, sí. De que andamos haciendo lo mejor para componerlas, también. Pero tenemos que trabajar con lo que tenemos. No podemos hacer lo imposible. Ahorita hemos empavimentado, como mencionó uno de los comisionados, 16 calles y tenemos programadas otras 17 y 18 para el otro año. Y no más tanto podemos hacer con lo que tenemos. Gracias.
Commissioner Rivera, just to clarify, does that mean that you believe streets should take precedent?
I beg your pardon?
Just to clarify, that does mean that you think streets should take precedent?
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, our streets do need to, like we have, and we're doing right now, fixing our streets, repaving some of our streets.
Okay.
So I think Weslaco is doing a great job with what we have.
Okay, thank you for that. Let's continue, District 4. Let's go with Commissioner Tafoya. Many candidates for city office have a background in volunteering in the community. Do you feel this is important? And how have you volunteered in the past?
Well, yes, I do feel that it's very important. It's very important to be a volunteer. That's how you get your experience as far as helping out the community. It starts when you volunteer for different programs. For example, I volunteered for the Knights of Columbus. We actually gather up and we put out some scholarships for individuals, for students, so they can continue their education. Second of all, also have been very active with the youth softball and softball as being a coach for them. Also, giving back to the community as far as being a volunteer for Amigos del Valle and just being there with them and talking with them and volunteering in their dances and also all their different parties that they do have. It's a way of giving back to your community. I think it's very important. Yes, thanks.
Okay, Mr. Caballero, please. Same question.
I believe volunteering is important. I believe it's every individual's civic duty. In the words of JFK, we shouldn't ask what our country can do for us. We should ask what we can do for our country. I, in turn, volunteered a great portion of my life serving in the military. But aside from that, here locally now, things that I do, I volunteer my time to the city. I'm part of the Hotel Motel Board. I volunteer every year as part of the toy drive in Placita Park, where I give my money and time to help put smiles on children's faces. I am also a reserve deputy, where I have to volunteer 2 shifts a month, each being a 10-hour shift. I volunteer 20 hours every month to help the safety of Hidalgo County. Aside from that, I am a board member at the VFW, where we too gather funds to give scholarships to college hopefuls that may not have money to go to college. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Munoz, this question is for your district in which you're a candidate. What is the role, what do you believe is the role of the City Commission in supporting business growth?
The role of the City Commission is very, very important. I myself was helped tremendously by the EDC in establishing my business here in Weslaco. And it was because of the EDC that I am here in Weslaco running a business. So I think the commission should support it, should counsel them, and should ask for advice from all the community here. You know, I myself have a business over in the industrial park, and I keep on telling the EDC, you know, it's not very encouraging for people to go open up a business over there. It's full of potholes, all the lots are full of grass. Any company that wants to come and open up a business here might shy away from it. They might go to McAllen, they might go to too far. So we need to kind of stimulate the EDC, inject them with some steroids so that they can go out there and move it, provide some more science, provide some advertisement so that we can attract more business into Weslaco. Thank you.
Commissioner Fox, please. Same question.
Thank you. The role of the City Commission is to, of course, support the Economic Development Council, but more importantly, it needs to have a healthy fund balance to be able to fund the EDC, which in turn will fund these businesses. I beg to differ with Mr. Munoz in regards to businesses coming to Weslaco. Each and every one of you has seen the businesses that have come here over the last 5 years, and it's a tremendous growth, and it's something that we're very proud of. Another thing that is extremely important is for the City Commission to be a cohesive group that works together. I think that businesses look at that when they decide whether they're going to move to Weslaco or not. And the simple fact that we've had at least 14 different companies that have come here over the last 5 years says that they're comfortable with the city and they're impressed with what we've been able to do, not only as a city commission, but as a community as a whole, and that's something that we should all be proud of.
Thank you. For Commissioner Rivera, the City of Weslaco provides many basic services to the citizens. What are the top 3 services that need improvement in Weslaco?
Of course, our streets need improvement, our parks need improvement, and we have, like I said a while ago, we are doing very, very well with what we do. That it needs work, yes, but we are doing very well with what we have, and we will continue to do. You asked a question a while ago, where do you want the city to be 10 years from now? Well, I think we can sort of call it Weslaco, a little McAllen, because that's where this commission, and that's where I'm planning to take this city within the next 10 years. And not only, why are we looking at 10 years, we should be looking at something like 20 and 30 years where our grandchildren will be, and what type of city our grandchildren we have. And I think we have done a great job, and with your help, we will continue to do a great job. Thank you.
Ms. Lopez, same question.
Like what Mr. Rivera said, yes, they have been working on the streets, but it needs to continue. And hopefully with all the new equipment that they've purchased and additional personnel, the work will continue moving forward. Another thing that needs to be addressed is, of course, our water plant. We have never in my adult life received so many boil notices the way I have received in the last 2 years. And it's just ridiculous. And I hope that with the proper resources, all the available to the personnel, that this will not happen again. And I will work to ensure that they have all the resources available for the water plant, for also our police and our firemen. That is very important. How can we expect our city to continue growing with families coming in if we cannot protect them safely from crime and fires? Thank you.
For Mr. Caballero, what areas are underserved with park facilities? Kind of a variation of an earlier question. What areas are underserved with park facilities?
Basically, north of the expressway is underserved. I know I've done a lot of block walking in the last few months, and I've gotten a feel for District 4. While interacting with a lot of the people, they tell me that my opponent has, in previous years, promised them a park in District 4, and I would love to see a park in District 4. I feel the people that reside north of the expressway, especially in District 4, on the northwest corner, have never had a park. Hopefully, with an opportunity to represent the people of District 4 and the budget allowing, I would love to see a park in District 4. It doesn't have to be a Harlem Block Park or a city park, but something the size of Gibson Park or Rodriguez Park would be nice in District 4. And like I said, if my opponent hasn't been able to do it in the last 7 years, hopefully I can.
Commissioner Tafoya?
Well, to begin with, I've only served for 6 years, okay? And I've been trying to get that park over there, and I didn't promise. I said that I would try to get that park over there. And it takes a collaborative effort from all the commissioners in the diocese. But once we get them together and we get the monies together and we get parks and recreation together, hopefully the funding for that park will be available for this next term if I do get elected. Also have a grandson that I'd like to see to enjoy that park. I mean, growing up, we always had to go to the south side every single time. And still, right now, we still have to go to the south side. Those have been my dreams. Like I've brought already Westgate, also Sugarcane. I am going to bring that park to the northwest side. Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay, this is a question for all the candidates. And we're gonna start with Commissioner Fox. It's gonna be a combination of two questions, actually. What is the biggest challenge in your district? And will this be the first thing on your agenda if elected?
I think the biggest challenge is in the city, not necessarily in my district, because I don't view the city as it's separated into districts. I view it as a whole. I think the concept of single-member districts was brought to play so that individuals could be elected to represent a certain area of town. Having said that, I'm going to answer the question before somebody says I'm getting off on a tangent. Having said that, I think the single biggest problem we have in this city is the infrastructure and the streets, and it's an issue that we are addressing currently. As I mentioned before, there's 19 streets that have been paved and 16 more streets that are going to be paved the following year. It's not going to be done overnight. You know, we're almost in our 100th year of existence as a community, and those roads have taken a lot of beatings. But we're putting the money together, the commission, the mayor, and we're trying to fix the road. It's a work in progress, and we ask that the community be patient with us and with our departments as they continue to work hard for this community. It's not going to happen overnight, but I will say that the commission and the mayor will continue to work together to make the streets a lot better in this community.
Okay, thank you.
I think the biggest challenge we have here in Weslaco is drainage. I mean, I think we're in serious trouble when it rains in here. I don't think the commission currently has done anything about it, and I'll be surprised if anybody here mentions that. I think I would work together with the current commission and coming up with some capital improvement programs so that we can get this issue resolved, as well as working with other entities like the county to get the drainage fixed. So that's the biggest issue or a challenge that I think the Weslaco faces. Thank you.
Let's go ahead and continue moving the mic down the line.
The two biggest issues in my district or in the city are pretty much the same: public safety and infrastructure. Infrastructure, water lines, sewage, roads. Public safety, I know a lot of people that I talk to keep saying that they don't feel safe, they wish there was more police presence, there was more lighting. But all these issues boil down to budgeting, city funds. And I think that's the true problem with the city of Weslaco. The budget has to be monitored more. Money coming in, money going out. When things get bought, contracts are given, they need to go to the lowest bidder to better save for the community, to be able to do more projects, pave more roads. And me as a businessman, I bring that to the table. I deal with $1 million budgets now. And I think that budgeting is the ultimate issue. Thank you.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Okay, the biggest challenge in the district, I'm not just going to say district, as just the district, I'm saying the city as a whole. Leo's right as well. Hit it right on the money, and I think we also have a lot of flooding issues. I am going to touch on that because we have been looking at certain areas, actually on border, close to 6th Street and Stone, all that area gets flooded big time. Also over here at Kansas and Mesquite, flooding. Everywhere we go, there's a lot of flooding. What we need to do is also, clean our drainage, improve our drainage, and that is the next plan that we do have. Aside from building good roads here for Weslaco, drainage is a big problem. Lighting, security, also. There's a lot of areas that do not have proper lighting. Security, we only have a certain amount of 4, I'm going to say maybe 5 patrols at night and day. We need more patrols out there patrolling Weslaco. Thank you.
Commissioner Rivera?
Yes, we do have a big problem, drainage-wise. This is something we've been working very hard to fix, but it is not something that you can fix with $1,000. It is not something you can fix within a year. We've been having this problem for decades, and it takes a lot of money to fix the infrastructure, to put the drainage, to try to make those subdivisions. Where I grew up is being in my area, which is we used to call it the Lincoln area, okay, the subdivision. Toda mi vida que hemos vivido allí en ese barrio se ha hundido por años. No es un problema que nació ayer o antier. Y de que se va a llevar dinero para componer esos problemas, se va a llevar. En mi propio barrio donde yo vivo, a pesar de todo el drainage que hemos hecho, cual los hemos improvado muchísimo en los últimos años, tenemos el problema. No podemos, como dicen, contar con la naturaleza, Mother Nature, que los aviente nomás tanta agua. Es imposible. De que vamos a componerlo, sí, que se va a llevar tiempo, yes it will. Gracias.
Ms. Lopez?
I agree with everyone regarding the drainage, and yes, this problem has existed for so many years. I mean, all my life, like everyone has said, you know, it's drained. You know, we used to swim in the puddles of water, or all the water that used to accumulate there in my street. But you would think, like everyone has said, all his life, and we still have the problem. Why hasn't it been addressed? Yes, I understand that funds are needed, but there are funds. There are programs, grants that we can collaborate in and ask for assistance in this. We shouldn't have to be paying 100% of that cost. We can go out and be paying 25 cents to $1. And with the correct leadership in the city, that can be accomplished. Now, in my district, there are so many homes that are abandoned that it is a danger for the children. There are vermin, there are vagrants, there are stash houses. Everyone that I talk to, they say it's a danger to them, and they ask for assistance. And that's what I want to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Hang in there. We only have 2 questions left before they make their closing statements. And since Ms. Lopez, you have the mic near you, let's go ahead and start with you. This is a question again for all the candidates. You've heard this question before, but it's still relevant today. Do you feel the single-member district concept should be revisited, and if so, why?
I definitely do agree that it needs to be revisited. It needs to be put back in the hands of the citizens of Weslaco. Single-member district was new to us back in 2007. Yes, people went door to door to explain what it all consisted of. But now we have lived single-member district concept. We know what at-large concept is. And I propose we put it back on the ballot and let the citizens of Weslaco vote. Right, currently we have the voice as far as electing only 2 out of the 7 elected officials. I propose that we give an option to the citizens of Weslaco of possibly putting a hybrid or going completely back at large or just leaving it alone. But going back with a hybrid, it would give the citizens of Weslaco the majority when they cast the vote. They would be allowed to vote for 4 out of the 7 elected officials versus 2 out of the 7. Thank you.
The whole idea of the single-member district was to give everybody an opportunity, regardless of which side of town you live. That was the whole purpose of it. And I think it's a single-member district. We had done very well. We've been in touch with our constituents because it's only a fraction of the city. It is easier to get in touch with your constituents, okay, by having a single-member district where you have 7,000 people instead of 37,000. El single-member district es una de las mejores cosas que hemos hecho porque estamos en contacto con los residentes de nuestro distrito. Es más fácil para aquellos, como les he dicho, por los últimos 7 años, a mí me hablan, no le hablan a City Hall, votaron por mí, Lupe Rivera, a mí me hablas a la casa. Y yo soy el que tengo más años aquí, tengo el que tengo más experiencia cuando se trata de comunicar con la gente de nosotros, la México-americano. que son los que tienen más problemas que nadie más. Muchísimas gracias.
Commissioner Tafoya?
Well, I feel single-member district, back in 2007, 1,895 constituents, citizens actually voted for the single-member district due to the problems that we were having, that there was no representation to the north side. And I was going to tell you that it was something that had to happen in order for us to get some type of infrastructure to that north side. As I've mentioned before, that is the reason we got Westgate done from frontage all the way to Mile 9. And now we have Sugarcane from Westgate to Border. These are things that are happening, and there's still more things that are going to happen. Infrastructure, also businesses going up and growing up to the north side. I just want to tell everybody, the people have already voted and they have already requested this. And what it is, single-member district is just to bring the government closer to the people. And that's the purpose of single-member district.
On the topic of single-member districts, I understand that the people voted for it in 2007, and I think the idea sounds like a great idea, but I've also seen where commissioners realign and gerrymander the districts, and that's some of the evils of it, where certain people that live in certain neighborhood, where they would have been able to vote for one commissioner, got redistricted, and now may not be able to vote for 6 years. And I think that's sad. But since it is the will of the people, I agree that it should stay the will of the people, and I don't think any of the commissioners should have a vote or say in this. I think we should put it back on the ballot as soon as possible, because now the people have had a taste of citywide elections and district elections. So I say, put it on the ballot, see if that's still the will of the citizens of the city of Weslaco.
Well, the mere fact that this question is being asked, if single-member district is an issue, makes it quite obvious that it is an issue. And it is something that we got to reach out to people to make sure that we all are doing what is best and what they want. So I believe we should have some workshops, we should have some meetings with the people out there, so we can, as a unified community, make up a decision, come with the consensus that we are doing the correct thing. Second of all, I don't think it's fair for me to vote for only one commissioner out of the whole city. I don't think that is right. So I think that's an inherent flaw in that system. And third of all, most residents don't even know what district they belong to. They don't. I've been walking the streets and say, what district do I live on? So the way it's all broken up, it's so confusing. Even for the candidate running for office, doesn't even know what district he's on, or if he's walking the right street, because one side of the street can be your district, the other side cannot. So it needs to be clarified, it needs to be simplified, it needs to be improved. Thank you.
I agree with everybody here, well, not everybody here, but with most of the people in this panel. Conceptually speaking, single-member districts has worked in this community. However, I believe, like Ms. Lopez says, that a hybrid plan would probably be more beneficial for this community. And by that, I mean we would have the city divided into quadrants. The dividing line would be on Texas and Old 83. So you'd have four representatives that would be part of the single-member district concept. And then you'd have 3 representatives at large who would run, which would be the mayor and 2 other city commissioners. That would certainly simplify things for the individuals, everybody in this community, I should say, not individuals. Everybody in this community would be able to know who their representatives are, and it would allow them to vote for a majority of the commission, giving them a voice within this town. So again, the hybrid plan is something that I would certainly encourage. Again, it's not a decision that the city commission can make. It's something that we can put out to the voters. There can be variations of a hybrid plan that could be offered, but certainly something that I would be very supportive of.
Thank you. It's the last question of the evening, and it's arguably one of the most important. It could mean your candidacy, actually. So, Cowboys or Texans? Dallas or Houston? No? Okay. Even tougher question. Panthers or Wildcats? You're on camera. I have to see your facial expressions. No one's answering. Okay. Okay, let's. The way we started, we're going to begin with Ms. Lopez. Please give your 2-minute closing remarks.
Thank you so much for everyone to coming out and spending this evening with us and getting to know us. I am here, like I said earlier, once again, asking for everyone's support and the vote of the District 5 citizens. This is a special election, and I will just tell you that this is a court-ordered special election due to voter fraud. You know, Mr. Rivera said that there was that it was just all lies. You know, that there was a lot of proof, a lot of testimony, a lot of depositions, and black and white proof that there was voter fraud. So again, I ask you all to please be careful with your mail-in ballots, with your elderly, and just, you know, God bless Weslaco, and God bless everyone here, that everyone here is willing to serve the city as in their best capacity, and thank you very much. Now, lo quiero darle las gracias a todos por estar aquí esta noche. Vengo aquí a pedirles de nuevo su voto y su apoyo. Esta elección es una elección especial, es ordenada por los jueces de la Corte aquí del Distrito del Condado de Hidalgo. Sí se comprobó, no nomás con testimonio, pero también tenemos en papel escrito de que sí hubo fraude. Que el señor Rivera dice que no hubo, no es correcto. Sí hubo fraude, y fraude fue aparte para con los de la edad, de la gente grande, de mayor, los que hicieron votar por correo. So, les pido a todos, por favor, a todos los de la tercera edad, que tengan cuidado. No más, su voto es su voz, y protegen esa voz, que hay muchos soldados, muchos de nuestros familiares que han perdido su vida para proteger este derecho, que no tiene precio y nunca se debe poner precio. Y quiero decirles de que no le hace qué son los resultados de esta elección. Yo sigo con eso de que voy a proteger sus derechos para votar. Muchas gracias.
Commissioner?
Quisiera dar las gracias, muchísimas gracias por haber atendido hoy en la noche. Thank you very much for coming. Again, que no los asusten con el petate del muerto, ¿ok? Porque también al lado de ellos se invirtió mucho dinero y también se hicieron boletas. So que no aviente la piedra y esconda la mano, ¿ok? So porque estamos en el mismo barco, ellos también lo hicieron. Quiero darle las gracias y vamos a darle el derecho también a los grandes de edad, que yo soy uno de ellos. Darles el derecho que voten. De que lo niegue es otra cosa, ¿okay? Pero también de que quiera abusar el derecho también. Vamos a darle respetos a todos, el que se merece respeto, no le hace qué edad tengan. Es derecho de cada uno de nosotros. Soy Lupe Rivera, su comisionado de distrito número 5, y voy a seguir siendo su comisionado. Traigo una carrera muy humilde. Que se pongan todos los moños que quieran ellos. De que traen dinero, sí lo traen, pero el voto no lo compras con dinero, como lo pudieron comprobar la vez pasada. Aquí estoy, por más humilde que traiga la campaña, soy su servidor y voy a seguir ganando y voy a seguir representándolos. Gracias.
Well, my name is Jerry, and I just want to ask each and every one of you all, or actually thank each and every one of you all for coming here this evening and taking the time to hear our forum here and hear the panel speak. Also want to ask each and every one of you out there that it is very important for you all to go out there and vote. Vote is very important for our funding here in the valley, here for the state. I encourage each and every one of you to actually exercise that vote, or your right to vote. Also, want to extend my thanks for, my family being here, my friends, and also citizens that came over here just to hear this forum and hear us, see what our ideas were or are for the future of Weslaco. Le quiero dar gracias a Dios primeramente por estar aquí con ustedes y también le quiero dar gracias a todos ustedes por estar aquí esta noche y tomar el tiempo de sus schedules que están muy ocupados, que vinieron aquí a oírnos a todos nosotros aquí del panel. Eso sí les quiero decir que salgan a votar, salgan a votar porque es muy importante para muchas cosas, especialmente el dinero que viene para aquí, para el estado de Texas y también aquí el condado. Sí le pedimos a cada uno de ustedes que voten por Gerardo Tafoya. Soy su comisionado ahorita, he sido su comisionado por 6 años y quiero ser por otros 3 más. Va a ir a votar, las tempranas van a ser, las votancias tempranas van a ser del 19 al 30 y el noviembre, 3 de noviembre va a ser las elecciones, el día de elección. Sí les digo a todos que vayan a ir a votar, es muy importante y gracias.
I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Thank God for giving us this opportunity to be here tonight. Again, as a resident of District 4 in the city of Weslaco, member of Chamber of Commerce, member of the business community for the city of Weslaco, I feel that a lot of the issues we're having and the ability to fix these issues all boils down to financial responsibility. I like how Mr. Rivera and Mr. Tafoya made it sound like Weslaco has potholes, but so do the other cities in the valley. Or Weslaco floods, but so do the other cities in the valley. I think it's time, if Mr. Rivera and Mr. Tafoya have been in office for 2 terms, I think politicians are like cartons of milk. They have an expiration date. They should not be there forever, especially when they tell you everything can't be fixed in a day. That's when it's time to get some fresh blood in that can try to fix things sooner, quicker, and better. My name is Rafael Caballero. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, everybody here. And I wish that everybody here who was going to go out to vote can judge the candidates for what they've done in the past. I think that's very, very important. Make sure that they deeply true believe that he is the right one to serve this community. I think a leader is what we need here in Weslaco, or leaders. And I believe the leaders have a lot of items that I'm about to mention. I think leaders all should have character to know what's right and wrong. And please judge them for everything they've done. If it's wrong, please hold it against them. I believe a leader should be competent in what they're doing. If they're not competent, they shouldn't be doing this. I believe a leader should have chemistry so they can work together with other commissioners and other municipalities. I think leaders should have confidence in themselves so they can go out there and get things done. And most of all, I think that a leader should be charismatic. Because if you're not likable, you won't be able to get very far. I deeply care about Weslaco. They've helped me tremendously out here, and I have the utmost respect for it. And I only want the best for Weslaco. And I think that we should take care of it, because that's, at the end, the one thing that we leave our children behind and all future generations. Thank you.
Thank you. I agree with Mr. Munoz. I think leadership is very important. And I think the leadership that we currently have within the city has proven itself over the last couple of years. The statistics that I gave you earlier show that, and it demonstrates that the leadership is sound, and the fundamentals that we've been able to put in play financially are proven, with the $1.7 million that we had 4 years ago in the fund balance that has increased to $8.5 million now. The 35 streets that we've fixed over the last year and a half and the next year coming up is truly a demonstration of leadership. Along with the economic development, the decrease in the unemployment rate in this community from 11% to 6.2%, and the increase in the tax revenues shows leadership in this community. And that's not just me, that's not just the city commissioners here with me, that is the entire commission. That's the Mayor Pro Tem, Commissioner Kerr, and Commissioner Fidel Peña, and the mayor, David Suarez, all working together as one cohesive group for this community. This community's motto is the city on the grow, not the grown city. And it's going to take time and it's going to take effort, but we're going to work together. I promise you, if I'm elected again, I will work together with the entire commission, the city manager, and the mayor to continue the growth and to continue the progress in this community, because it's a community that I'm very proud of, that I'm going to spend my entire life living here, that my children live in, and my grandson, who's going to be born in January, are going to continue to live in. So I ask for your support, and I thank each and every one of you for being here. También les quiero dar las gracias a todas las personas que están aquí ahora, because I'm sure most of you thought that I could not speak Spanish because of my name. Right? Don't let the name fool you. I'm very fluent in Spanish as well. Les quiero dar las gracias a todos por estar aquí ahora. Les quiero dar las gracias a las personas que están viendo en la televisión por informarse en los candidatos. I also want to, again, acknowledge the candidates up here for their courage and their strength to go out and run for public office, because it's not an easy thing to do when you stand here and sit here in front of everybody and answer questions. Your life is an open book, and people will read it. But again, rest assured, this is a city on the grow, not a grown city. And I look forward to continuing to serve each and every one of you.
Thank you. It is indeed not easy being up here, so I want to thank the candidates for their time, and I'm not sure if, I obviously want to thank the audience for attending. Very enlightening experience. And Martha? You don't have anything? Okay. Okay, well, that about wraps it up. And again, I want to thank everybody for attending. These forums always have great attendance, so it's something that I believe is actually very important for the community to address, and for the candidates to address, and for the community to learn about their candidates. And I believe KWES is going to be, when is this going to be aired? I believe on Friday, is that correct? Friday? So look out for it then, and watch these candidates sweat.
All through the election period.
Okay, thank you again. We kept it up.
And the candidates will be around.
Okay. The candidates will be around, by the way.